for each one of you. And Misha, last but not least.
I'm 39. What was the question?
The question was,
I don't think I even answered the question. Life pattern.
Life pattern.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely self-esteem, like definitely self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, I spent a lot of time comparing myself to other people when I think even, I don't know exactly when that started to change, but somewhere along the line, at one point I realized that, like, oh, I don't have to be in the center of everything. In fact, it's really exhausting to be in the center of everything. Like, oh, I can go rest. And I realized that at a conference, actually, at an herb conference maybe like 7 or 8 years ago, and it was like, it's so obvious, but it was like such a huge epiphany for me, and I still continue to work to have space to rest, because I find that when I rest, I really like myself. And so that's like, so that's kind of, I think, been, I'm a very active doer person, but like if I'm doing so much, then there isn't time and space to process and integrate. Yeah. And then everything that I've been doing is sort of for naught, because
Mm-hmm.
there's no way to make it a part of myself
Mm-hmm.
and grow from it. And there is also a part of me, like, I really thought 10 years ago when I came out of herb school, like, I'm going to open an herb school, and I have this, like, and, there were 2 women in my class who've gone on to do, like, extraordinary things, and that's awesome. I've actually been, to some degree, parts of their projects, and it's also been, like, in the last year or so where it's like, actually what I really want is to have a well-rounded, not quiet isn't necessarily the right word, but it's like I want to be able to, it's like what Amanda was saying, it's like I want to just be able to appreciate the butterfly that just landed on that flower in the backyard, and I want to, like, really eat this, like, tomato mozzarella salad with basil or whatever. It's like, I don't know. So it's like something about slowing down and being present.
Mm-hmm. Really living your life as opposing to just striving and struggling and achieving.
It
just really
seems
living
like
it.
we all have, what's interesting to me is that we all have that theme going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's which is like really surprising and not surprising at the same time, and it's really a gift to hear other people who are in different stages of their lives experiencing that, because it's like,
yeah, I find too that part of this, to take this in a little different direction, when you are a caregiver, a doula, or working in herbs, or being very conscious of your mothering role and all of what that plays, and when you're in that healing work that you do in your relationships and so forth with other people, and trying to practice kindness and awareness and so forth, lots of times that almost becomes an ego trip, because you think that the world can't get along without that contribution from you, and you need to listen and rest and take time for yourself and all of that, because we can blow our self-importance out of the water too. And there a lot of people, we're God and yet we're not God. That's the paradox. We play God sometimes, and that's when the ego's in charge, and we just think we're indispensable, and we've got to be out there and be the super mom and the super achiever and the greatest shaman in the world and the best doula and the best person in their relationships and whatever. And it's like, no, just who are you when none of that is there? Be still and know that I am God. Be still.